All right. This is Brian with Transparency and Merit. I need a haircut. I haven't had one in a while, so my hair is kind of dangling and it's kind of messy. But I don't know if Joe is here. Looks like he's in the broadcast, but I don't know if he is around, but he may be. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to spread this around on both Facebook and then Twitter. I got a message back. I don't know if it's the same person. I got another mention on Facebook. Sorry. I'm kind of singing to myself. I'm actually kind of sad, to be honest with you. Disappointed and sad about things. And am I live? Wait a minute here. Hold on a second. I thought I was live, and yeah, I am live. So why does it say StreamYard? That was kind of confused me there. So, whoop. All right. And if I go and I click on it, you know what? I open up a tab here. Okay, that's where I made my mistake. Sorry about that, folks. I copied it to a clipboard and I didn't do it correctly, so I apologize for that. And no, I don't want to do that. All right, let me just copy it to Facebook. It takes a while, by the way, for it to kind of show up, so it is what it is. So bear with me while I kind of post this. I wish it would post just live. And yeah, Facebook has said that I have violated terms of service. Why, I don't know, but I just got a post from Burrito Dungeon that about freedom of expression. I'm going to read that a little bit later, not in today's show, but I'm going to do a show about that later about censorship. And I just got okay. I gotta look at my message real quick. Hold on, real quick. Well, I look. I did add you to the show. I thought I added you to the show. Hold on a second here, folks. I just Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't. You know what, Joe? I'm kind of new at this, so
you gotta listen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I gotta listen, Joe, and I'll tell you something. You know, I came from a family that worked. You know, like, and particularly my grandparents worked from sun up to sundown to build things. And to see the kind of emotional rhetoric that is posted on social media about this whole situation with the George Floyd thing and the rioting and the people supporting rioting and burning down stores and looting is just absolutely uncalled for and absurd. And it makes me sad to think that this kind of thing is supported so widely. And the other. I mean, what I'm looking at for me is completely disheartening. And the supports of political violence that I'm witnessing on Twitter, as like I said, Twitter and Facebook are just covered with people who support looting and arson and probably even murder. And I want to live in a society that thinks before it acts. And I thought I did. But what I'm seeing, I don't feel that way anymore. And even like my people, I thought I knew. I thought maybe they were kind of left or kind of liberal. They're so filled with emotional rhetoric. It is hard for me to get to them, and I don't even talk to them about it, just because I know that I know where the conversation's going. And these conversations, man, I'm heartbroken by it. At first I was angry and I tried to troll them. I know that that's not the right thing to do, to just ask them questions that they know that are kind of loaded that they can't answer. Because a lot of this stuff I think is based on ego and ego victimhood. I'm just disappointed. And, and the fact that Facebook and Twitter basically prop this kind of thing up. And I come from the perspective that it is the anti-racist left that they prop up. And if you try to battle or go against it, they shut you down. The anti-racist left is based on emotional rhetoric and violence. And there's no place for thoughtful people to congregate. And they have control over every business and every institution. I'm just kind of sad. And this isn't the type of society that I want to live in. And hopefully cooler heads can prevail and we can have a society and nation that is filled with thoughtful, and understanding human beings. Because right now, I'm seeing a lot of emotional rhetoric. I picked the name CNN, Trump, in the end of Stoicism in America, or Stoic America. Like I said, Americans back in the day, they used to work from sunup to sundown. They had hardships that most people today could barely fathom, going hungry, looking for trash. During the Depression, people looked into trash cans for something to eat. They'd scrape the ants off the food. Soup kitchens and bread lines. And a lot of times, those soup kitchens and bread lines, they ran out of food, like they are now. What are you going to do when there's no food? You're going to complain about police brutality? No, you're going to complain about the lack of food. Let alone when there's no shelter the water's turned off because, hey, these landlords aren't going to, if there's a worldwide depression, these, and people can't pay their rents, these landlords aren't going to upkeep them. They'll just up and go. Because what for? There's not going to be running water, and there won't be any food. And then what are you going to do? You want to burn it down? You want to burn down the remaining store? You think the thing is, these people romanticize revolution. They romanticize war. When the fact of the matter is, much of war is hunger, starving, and thirst. Joe, do you have anything to add, or am I going to end this now? That's all I have to say on that. And, well, you know what? I'll say one more thing. When people used to watch the news programs, they were aware that they wanted the news. They wanted to know what was going on. And they didn't want to hear anybody's emotional rant. Or they didn't want to hear emotion. They didn't want to hear commentary. They wanted to hear the facts. Even though a lot of the news was primarily liberal, it was still kind of based on facts. It was based on like the news, the facts, and there was very little if any commentating. Not like today, particularly on CNN. They've gone to the dregs. It's all about activist journalism and commentating. All right, Joe, if you don't have anything to add, I'm going to end the show. Anything to add?
No, go ahead and end it. There's some good points, but I think we're gonna have to do another show, and we'll hit on some more topics.
Thank you. All right.